Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Monday, and on Monday we usually go right to the top of the Steam weekly charts and pick out the top performing map of the moment. We've already reviewed that one. It's Mr. Maison's map. So I pick one that has some really nice thumbnails. That's got to be a good map. And so the map below, that looks really nice in the thumbnails. I wonder if it's any good in real life. Only one way to find out, that's to review it. And if you like reviews, then show your appreciation now, please. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you for your support. Today's map is P&K MONZA by KOMA Copyright. So catchy, this is a name you're going to remember forever. Forever to the grave. There's your start square. We have got a lot of flat land available there, plus a river, pretty much what you need. Resources, it's a little bit dotted, a little bit field painting-ish, and probably, yeah, not the greatest for resources. We're using the Levant theme today. We'll be using the realistic 1.2 LUT. A few other things to subscribe to there. One of them is tunnel entrances, which I'll talk about in a moment. We have Daylight Classic. I do have Daylight Classic. I have the old version, so don't worry, we do have that subscribed to. And there are a couple of intersections. One I didn't subscribe to. One I did. I just want to show you that you don't really need to put these down as a requirement because they're just a series of nodes and elevations. So really, truly, you don't need to put these down. They are a good selection of intersections, though. If I come and pull back up here, you can see the first one there, and you can see looks lovely. Okay, yes, it's just plopped, but hopefully worked well into the environment as well. We come down here, it looks really quite smart. Everything looks pretty slick with it. Let's check the pillars. Pillars down the highway in the central reservation. That's what we're wanting. That's really quite nicely done. All the heights are really nicely done as well. I think credit where it's due. Chosen a really nice intersection there. Oh, let me just show you this. Tunnel entrances. Well, we don't have any tunnel entrances in use in this map. What they've done though is they've used these elements here, these blocks from tunnel entrances, to be supports for the rail overpasses. We'll see those a few times in today's map. That's a really unique use for those, and I think a few other people will be, yeah, we'd like to pick the best ideas and take the best ideas from maps and then use them in our own maps. I think that's one that we'll see used elsewhere. Well done. Now, having said that was a great support, this intersection goes the opposite way. This has got a bit of a downside to it. Again, a very nice, perfectly acceptable plopped intersection with some very nice sleek slip roads there. I like this. This looks really effective. Very cool. There is one little grumble I have with it, and as again I did mention about supports. We come over here, we've got a beautifully elevated sloped elevation coming up there, and then we nip across the highway here, but on this side we're not elevated. We've got a great big stack of earth there and also some blue mantle because of it. This little section here should in theory be elevated as well, rather than being a ground level ground terrain just pushed up to meet it. And that's the cost of that is the blue mantle, sadly. Other than that, again, a perfectly fine intersection. I have no grumbles with that one either. So where to go next? Oh, we've got another bridge down here. I wonder if this bridge is any good. Not perfectly aligned, but it's fine. Actually, no, I'm really happy with that. That looks particularly good. I'll let that one go. A little bit of terrain glitching around the edge there. Just nothing a little bit of the smoothing tool wouldn't fix. And the whole terrain is a little bit undulated like that. We won't be exploring that one in too much depth. Again, another very slick plopped intersection there, and very slick, very sweetly done. Quite like that one as well. Lane merge arrows, yeah, we could just tweak these a little bit. That one, we're not really turning right, we just want to travel straight on. So if we do a little bit of stretching and pulling and just push that across a little bit, there we go. And that pops in, and we don't have any road glitching. Sorry, terrain glitching. We don't have any road glitching there. I think I prefer that. It's a minor thing. I have no issues really not marking it down for that. In this intersection, again, another very busy plopped intersection, very nice one. Some very nice choices of intersections going on here. Only problem with this one is this little bit here where it's a bit too low. And we have some street light clipping cutting right through the roads. But all told, other than that, I think it's all very nicely done. You can see the terrain has been worked. I think that's just a miss, just missed by the creator. 6 lanes merging into 3. I don't like this. Plus the angle that we're merging into is a little bit on the sharp side as well. So yeah, I'm not so pleased with that bit. If I had to pick a bit I didn't like, it would be that bit. Now, I forgot to take the right there to take you down into Start Square. So as we're not going to Start Square, we're going to miss the asset review. And we can't miss the asset review. So what we'll do is midway along this little stretch here, we're just going to disappear and fly over there instantly. And here we are. Hello. This isn't actually the Start Square, but it is the asset. It's the fire station number 1 by Spence. And it's a really lovely little asset there. This one got a little point of order regarding it, which we will have a look at when we get round to the back side. And I'll open up the book because factoids. But before we do the factoids, let me show you this. So it's a fire station. And I'm all for, I imagine that this barbecue equipment is used to simulate fires, flash fires off of the barbecue. But look how close it is to the electrics on the wall. I think that is a fire hazard in itself. Anyway, also have a little look at the roof while I do the factoids. I'm loving these little stairways linking it all up. Factoids. The Covent Garden tube station even is haunted by a Victorian actor. How do they know? Have they ever proven it? Anyway, fire station number 1 by Spence. I'm sure we have more fire stations coming from the Lord himself. Very nice. I'm a big fan of Spence's work. Ever since those outhouses, I really do like those outhouses that he provided. The utility buildings they were, I think they were called. Anyway, we've got another lovely plopped intersection there. It's not completely symmetrical, and I quite like that. It's just really nicely done. And again, perfectly good. All the pillars are staying out of the roads from what I can tell. And we got no streetlight clipping there either. I've got a missing lane arrow here. Where's that gone? It's got to be down to node placement here. Let me have a little look, see if we can't budge that. There you go. I found it. Don't worry, everything is fine. What isn't fine though, you may notice we've got a lot of traffic coming down towards us, but we seem to be alone in our journey going up this way. This is normally a symbol, a sign that there is a problem with the highway. Either that or there is a shortcut that the traffic is taking instead. So if we look out for a problem along the highway, and if there's not, there must be a quicker route. I wonder. Anyway, yeah, it's a nice flat environment. I'm liking a lot of build plane on this map. Hello. Look what I found. I have found our problem. Yes, we've got a stretch of highway which is going the wrong way. Oh, you missed this. Let's see how far it goes. I think I reckon there's a node there. Just about there you go. There it is. There's your problem right there. Let's put the roads on. Boom, either side there. There you go. That's the stretch that just needs to be. It's easily fixed. Again, easily fixed. But if you are playing vanilla rules, you can only fix it if you have bought that tile. And so that's going to cause some traffic flow issues. This is particularly high, actually, in terms of intersections. Again, it's a very nice one. Look at how steep this is. Imagine driving your oil tanker down there. That is frighteningly steep. Ooh. So, anyways, we'll carry on along our journey. I don't mind the height of this viaduct, but in terms of intersections, that just seemed a little bit daunting. Out in the middle of nowhere as well. I don't really buy into that one too much. Right, shall we have a look at the rail? And we're not going to look at the entire rail network because we don't really need to. But we can check out the standards. Now here we just see a little bit of elevation change along here. And it should be fairly good because it's a fairly flat landscape. We've got a little bit of elevation bump there as well. Then we got this. This is horrible. We know there's a problem here because we've actually gone elevated for a short stretch. But it goes up the hill, then it stays elevated across the top of the hill, and it comes back down the other side. That's not the worst. The worst is coming up here. Now you may say, no, this is done by design. This is meant to be. Yeah, but where do those rocks come from? That's not a rock fall. So I don't see how that could ever have ended up like that in a real life scenario. And it does feel like a real life kind of map. Anyway, pretty along here. And we've got the terrain on the rail here as well. I don't mind that if it's an abandoned rail line, but it's only at this location that we have that on the line. Then we cut across here. We've got the tunnel entrance blocks again, used as supports coming out the opposite side. And then we've got probably the worst bit of the whole lot coming up here. This hurts my eyes. It really does. Prepare yourself. In fact, you may want to skip forward 20 seconds. You don't want to see this. Please, 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 save yourselves. It's too late for me. There we are. There it is. That. What is going on here? Why? Why would you even? Ugh. Ugly. It's like looking in the mirror. There we go. That's it. Let's take that to intermission, shall we?
Do your bridges look like the game's AI has gone on holiday? Would you like vanilla bridges to be proud of? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Perfect Bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And we're back to P&K MONZA by KOMA copyright. Okay, we've got shipping routes that loop up and around. Let's see where this one goes. This is a bad one. This is a bad one, up and through all the pillars. That's nasty. And it does loop around and come back, but do we really need a shipping route into there? This one, the bridge is probably high enough, but I can see pillar collisions occurring at that location. And we're a bit close to the edge of the... very close to the edge. I can see grounding happening there. And then, yeah, I feel it's a little bit neglected, the shipping routes on this particular map. The air routes, what is going on with this spiral? I don't know. I just don't know. Well, we have water flow. It's a little bit light at this location. It's flowing towards us. It's flowing towards that dead end. Why? I make no sense of that. Okay, let's have a look down here. So this water flow here is flowing towards us. It's flowing towards... what is going on? Well, it's flowing. It's light, but it's flowing. That's something, I guess. Let's have a look at the mountains. Quite like the shapes of the mountains. They do take up a big chunk of about a third of the map, I imagine. You'll be doing much building in here. Not so keen of the regulars will know. Not so keen on trees on the cliff faces unless unless it feels right. On this, it just feels like a tree brush has been randomly splashed across in various locations. It doesn't feel like there is any design to this whatsoever. It's just, there's some trees here and some trees here. Very little thought, I feel, with the trees going on there. Down here we have some very pretty water going on. Very, very pretty water. Loving the design from the theme. The theme is an excellent theme. Looks very pretty. Highly recommend the theme, I think. When we come down, we've got plenty of trees going on down that river valley, for want of a better phrase. We've got, this isn't the start square, but the start square is very much similar to that. We've got some ready-made farm fields. These are the ones that are always visible. I don't feel they really add anything. I mean, look at this. Does that really add anything to the map from there? I'm thinking it doesn't. It's not really it's not, as a feature, it's a nice feature, but I think the best thing we can do with the feature, if you grab move it, put a little marquee around all of it and hit the bulldoze button, and if we just go, does that actually look any worse? I don't think it does. I feel that that was... I mean, you can make a nice feature of it, but it didn't really... This is nicer. This is ore. So you'd be doing your mining here. Again, it's not perfect, it's not brilliant, but this for me is a feature. This looks quite... it's something that'll give you a decent screenshot, isn't it? That one, I think. We've got more fields down here, and again, I don't feel that hedgerows made with these bushes really work. I can see why we've chosen the bushes, because obviously lower profile, but it just looks a bit weird and a little bit messy even. And even down here, this field I'd probably buy into a little bit more because it is just stretched out a bit more, and we do have fertile painted into the field, so I guess at least it's saying, hey, this is farming area, as are those ones over there as well. I don't know. And then we got some more of these. Again, look, what are these two fields doing here? Are they adding anything to this map? I don't feel that they are. But they are very nice assets, of course. So anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We used it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Right, let's see if we can find a thumbnail position down by this incorrectly flowing river. At least it's pretty. There we go. And the mountains in the background. That's something. So yes, it like randomly tree brushed as well around here. I don't know. Aesthetically, I think it does have some 4-star areas, this map. I don't think there's anything particularly ugly about it, but are there enough 4-star areas to get a 4th star overall? Don't really think so. It's being held up by the theme, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to give it a medium-high 3. Detailing, there are some bits that are nice. I mean, I like the choices of the intersections, and the road layout's pretty good, but there are some errors. Are there enough to bring it down to 2 stars? No. I'm going to give it a medium-low 3 for detail. Gameplay potential, I think it's playable, but it does have flaws. It does have flaws. The fact that it's playable, I'm going to give it 3 stars. But, yeah, once the flaws are fixed out, it might even have brought it up to 4 stars. But there we are. P&K MONZA by KOMA copyright. It's got potential. It has got some serious potential. It's just, it lets itself down, I'm afraid. There we are. Right, well, thanks very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Join me tomorrow for our first request map of the week. Will it be any good? There's only one way to find out. Join me for that one. Thank you very much to everybody. And also, don't forget, we've got a new mod spot out, so click that link now. And also, we've got an old map on screen that you might go and watch as well. Right, thanks for watching. I've been BonBonB, and you've been very, very welcome.